Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing 4 recipes with you all that we have eaten this week. All of these recipes, as usual, are really quick and easy to make, and they're all family friendly as well. Chris and I and the boys have eaten all of these and they have gone down so well with all 4 of us. So I really hope that you and your family enjoy these recipes too. The first recipe I'm going to share with you is a Green Chef recipe. For those of you who haven't heard of Green Chef before, they are the newest recipe box for healthy eating with 5 dietary choices and a huge range of tasty recipes to choose from weekly. Like I said, Green Chef cater for 5 dietary choices, which are keto, low carb, vegan, vegetarian, and flexitarian too. As you guys know, I create a lot of recipe videos on my channel. So what I really love about the Green Chef boxes is that it just takes thought away from me of what I'm going to cook my family on those evenings. Each week there are 17 recipes that you can choose from, which means every time you will get a box, you can have something completely different in there for you to try. I have got a discount code for you to use if you go onto the Green Chef website, which I've linked down below in my description box, and then put in the code Kerry Green. This will give you 40% off your first box and then 20% off your next 3 boxes when ordering through Green Chef. Like I said, this first recipe that I'm going to share with you is a Green Chef recipe. It is one of their keto recipes, and I'm not joking when I tell you it's pretty amazing. So let's get into cooking. Okay, so here is the Green Chef meal that I'm going to cook. I mean, how good does this look? I hope I can recreate mine to look as good as this. This is chili steak ramen with carrot noodles. This is actually a keto recipe from Green Chef. And then the ingredients that I need for it obviously all came in my Green Chef box. And then I've just prepped everything here already before I get cooking so I can show you. So I've got some ribboned carrots here. I've literally just used my grater to go down the carrot on these to make them like that. So they're super nice and thin, and they're kind of going to be your noodles in the ramen. We've got some pak choi, which I've just thinly sliced up and then cut them into nice kind of bite-sized pieces. I've got some spring onions, some mushrooms, loads of steak. This is actually something that I think is so good that Green Chef do. I know a lot of other subscription boxes you have to pay extra if you want to have some steak or prawns with your meals, but with Green Chef you don't have to do that. That comes included in your package, which is brilliant because Chris and I and the kids all love steak and prawns, and the king prawns that you get when you do get a Green Chef prawn dish are huge. I have got 800 mils of veggie broth here, and then in this bowl here I have mixed together some butter and some chili flakes too. So what I've already done with this steak is I've seasoned both sides with salt, and I've brought them out of the fridge a little bit earlier so they're at room temperature. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to just follow the steps on the back of the Green Chef card. It makes the cooking process really, really simple. It tells you what ingredients you need here, and then also what extra ingredients you need of your own, which in this meal is boiling water, some salt, and a little bit of oil as well. So what I'm going to start off by doing with this meal is I'm going to get a nice big pan and I'm going to heat it up really, really hot. Once it is hot, I will then put my steaks down, and I'm just going to cook them for about 1.5 minutes on each side, which will cook the steaks to medium. After they've been in there for 3 minutes, I'll then take them out and I'll pop them onto a plate, and then I'm going to spread the chili butter all over one side of the steaks before covering them over with another plate for them to rest and to keep them nice and warm. I'm going to put the same pan back on the heat and just bring it up to a medium heat. Pop a little bit more oil in there, and when it's hot I'm then going to add in my sliced mushrooms, pak choi and carrot, and I'm just going to stir those for a couple of minutes until they've gone a little bit al dente. I'm then going to add in some sesame oil, the chicken broth and the dried porcini mushrooms too. I'm going to let this simmer for a couple of minutes and it is then ready to serve up. So to serve this, what I'm going to do is just slice the steaks widthways into about 1 centimeter thick slices. I'm then just going to dish up the carrot noodle ramen, and then I will lay the chili butter steaks on top. I'm then just going to garnish this with some sesame seeds as well as spring onions, and then your meal is ready to enjoy. If this looks like a meal that you think yourselves or you and your family will enjoy, then don't forget to use my code Kerry Green to get 40% off your first box with Green Chef, and then 20% off your next 3 boxes with them too. Okay, so tonight we are going to be having a lamb curry. So this lamb is left over from Easter. We had this on Easter Day, and then we got this like massive piece of lamb. We used about 3/4 of it, and then this is about 1/4 that was left over that I just put in the freezer. And now I've just sliced it up, taken off any fat, and they're just sort of like bite-sized pieces that we can put into our curry. And then what I'm going to do here, I'm going to make myself a curry paste. So what I have got in my little blitzer is I've got 4 shallots, 3 garlic cloves, I've got 1 lamb stock cube, and I'm also going to add in some water here. I'll add in just a little bit just to make it into a paste. And then I have got 1 teaspoon of ground ginger. You can use fresh ginger if you want to. I just didn't have any, so I used this instead. I used 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, and then I have put in 2 teaspoons of garam masala, and then I have put in 2 tablespoons of medium curry powder in here too. So like I said, I'll just add in about 100 mils or so of water to this too, blitz it up, and it'll make a really delicious curry paste. And then to go with my curry, I have got some chopped tomatoes, I've got a tin of coconut milk, and then look at these. Okay, so I've got some Thai crackers to go with them, but also the biggest naan breads you'll ever see. They are so delicious. This is actually from a Persian supermarket, and there are 3 in here, so I cannot wait to get those into the oven. I'm just going to literally like flick them with some water, pop them in the oven for about 5 minutes, and they'll be ready. So to make the curry, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my curry paste into a big pot on the hob, and I'm just going to fry that off in a little bit of oil for a couple of minutes just to release those nice flavors and fragrances. Once I have done that, I'll then add in my lamb meat and just brown that off for a few minutes, but obviously it has already been cooked, so it's actually good to just go. Then once I have cooked that for a few more minutes, I'm going to add in my chopped tomatoes and my coconut milk, and then I'm also going to add in a generous amount of salt and pepper too. I'm then just going to turn this down to a low simmer, and I'm going to leave it for about 3 to 4 hours so that my lamb can become really nice and tender, and all those delicious flavors can diffuse into each other and into the meat. When that's got about half an hour to go, I will then start making my rice, and then with 5 minutes to go, I will get my naan breads into the oven, and then everything is ready to serve. So I'll put some rice on the bottom, spoon my lamb curry over the top, add some Thai crackers on the side, and then a nice big wedge of naan bread too. I just wanted to show you guys what I'm going to do with one of these naan breads. So I just got some pistachio nuts, and I just blitzed them up in my NutriBullet. So I'm just going to literally just sprinkle this over here. So good done like this. I'm going to get some runny honey and just sprinkle this on top like this. Oh my gosh, this is like a little bit of sweetness with your curry, but then you've got the delicious nut that's going to go with it. So here we go. You have got your delicious naan, and then your really nice lamb curry. Right, so for tonight's dinner, we are going to be having a kind of like pork rib bean stew type thing. I'm not really too sure what this would be called. I sometimes do the same thing with sausages. So what I've got here is I've diced up 1 red onion and 3 cloves of garlic. Then I have got some short ribs here. I've got some paprika, and then I've just got lots of different types of beans. So I've got 2 white beans. I've got some taco beans in a spicy tomato sauce. I've got some chopped tomatoes, some lea&perrins, and then I've also got some salt and pepper as well. So what I'm going to do for this meal is I'm just going to, in a big pot, I'm gonna just saute off my onions and garlic for a couple of minutes. Once those have sauteed, I will then add in my pork ribs along with all of my beans, my taco beans, my chopped tomatoes. Forgot to show you that I'm also going to be adding in 200 mils of veggie stock to this too. I'll add in 2 tablespoons of lea&perrins, about 2 tablespoons of paprika, as well as a generous amount of salt and pepper as well. Then I'm just going to mix everything together, and then I'm going to pop the lid on this, and I'm going to turn this down to about 3 on my induction hob, so it cooks away really slowly, so those ribs get really nice and tender, and so the meat basically will just fall off the bone when it comes to eating them. This will be cooking for about 4 hours, and then after 4 hours, it's then ready to serve. We are just going to eat this served with some nice chunky bread and butter, and we'll just dunk it into the sauce and enjoy it just like that. So So for tonight's dinner, we are going to be having a risotto dish. This is going to be a salmon and pea risotto dish. So I actually make this meal with pasta as well, and it is so good. The kids absolutely love it. So what I have got is some risotto rice. I've got soft cheese, Philadelphia, a veggie stock cube, some garlic, some peas, dill, and then smoked salmon as well. This is 120 grams. I'll probably just use about 60 grams of this, so about half. So what I'm going to start off by doing is just crushing 3 cloves of garlic into a big wok. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to that, and then I'm also going to add 400 grams of risotto rice. I'm just going to fry those off for a couple of minutes until the risotto rice goes a little bit translucent before adding in 400 mils of my veggie stock. Now what I will do is I'll have about 800 mils in total of veggie stock to pour in over a period of time. I usually do double the stock to the risotto rice used, as the risotto rice does absorb so much liquid. I'm just going to let that cook away on a low heat for a good 20 minutes, stirring in between and then adding extra stock in whenever it needs it. After the 20 minutes is up, your risotto rice will be cooked, and it's at this point that I like to then add in my peas until they cook through, and then I will mix through my 60 grams of salmon. I will also put in 200 grams of Philadelphia cheese. This is going to make it really, really nice and creamy, and I'll add in 2 heaped teaspoons of dill too. I'm just going to let this all cook away for a further 5 minutes before dishing up. As you can see, this is a really nice and creamy dish. If you want to add some parmesan and some black pepper on top, you can do, or you can enjoy it just as it is. So that's it. Those are my 4 recipes I wanted to share with you this week. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Green Chef for sponsoring it, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye.